what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live edition of 407 Rangers. I am your host, Raven Tapia. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. Turn on your notifications every time I'm about to go live, upload some highlights, or do a recap or post. So we are now at 70 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much. We have reached the 70 subscriber goal early in January, and let's try to get to 80, man. I really appreciate it. And I will say this, if anybody has confidence and feels like they want to create content, just do it, man. Don't be afraid to just get out your comfort zone and start creating content, because that's what I did. I figured, I know all this stuff about the Rangers. My pops used to work around the arena and seen them play all the time and things of that nature, so why not? And I know there's other guys like the Hockey Guy, and you got Spittin' Cheeklets and other big hockey podcasts and things of that nature, and Steve Dangle, but sometimes you just got to try to stand out. You don't even got to try to be like them, because I see what I noticed with YouTube, there's certain guys here, they get like the whole whiteboard and start writing everything down like the hockey guy. I'm just like, come on, man, what are we doing? You're like the watered down hockey guy. Don't do that. Just do something different. Like, you can do boards. I'm not saying you can't, but do it a little differently. Don't try to be like the hockey guy, because everybody's going to point the obvious if you're that whiteboard writing statistic type of guy. They're going to be like, oh, you're a hockey guy clone. That's what's happening. But what I noticed with this channel is, and every other Ranger podcast channels, they don't really put highlights. So I figured, you know what? Why not put highlights? Because I see these other guys there. Obviously, Madison Square Garden Networks is going to do it, in the Rangers for the freaking YouTube channels, of course. But as far as like fans who do this for like a daily basis in a living and things like that, what I notice is I don't see too many highlights. So that's why I was like, you know what? This is what will make me stand out. I'll just start uploading a whole bunch of highlights from every game. Now, I do have a rule though. When they don't even score a goal and they get shutted out, no highlights will be uploaded from that game. Cause why? We're not gonna even go. What's the point? They didn't even score a goal. You guys see, you see how I set up the highlights. Every time they get shut out, they don't even deserve it, because what's the point? Well, what am I gonna do? Upload you guys embarrassment highlights? Nah, we ain't gonna do that. But anywho, let's get to the Capitals loss. So I will say this: in the first period, they were playing their best hockey, and you thought to yourself they were gonna bring the same energy in the second and third period, but the Capitals just turned it around, and honestly, the Rangers, they could have actually stolen this game without even. And Jonathan Quick, we'll get to him in a bit, but like I said, the New York Rangers definitely, they played a lot better, but it was still a lot of atrocious moments. So it's tough to even say like, oh, they didn't do nothing. Nah, they scored 4 goals, but in which today they allowed the most goals in the freaking NHL today. So there's also that, because the Capitals had like 7 goals. But you had Sam Carrick, of all people. That was the most random Ranger scoring a goal. And Filipino, he was a little sloppy, but he made up for it, obviously, with hitting the goal. And Chris Kreider finally is breaking out that freaking fishbowl deflecting box he be trying to do, man, because it's about time, because Chris Kreider is actually a good player. It was just like, it felt like from the past couple of months, he was just looking for those shortcut goals. Like, oh, I'm just going to post up right here and get my stick ready and hit a quick little deflector since it's working for me. But then again, you also forget, like, bro, like you can go space around the rink and create space for your shot and score a goal even on the odd man rush. And that's what he was doing last season in the playoffs. That's how the Rangers were able to keep up with everybody. So hopefully Chris Kreider keeps that going, because if he can keep playing like that, there's actually a little hope with this core. Now, Mika Zibanejad is also another interesting one, because he is, like I said, he's slowly getting back to his groove. I can't sit here and say he's playing horrendously wolf shit or any of that right now. These past 2 games, he's played way better than the past December. Way better. Absolutely. You can't deny it. Like, if anybody's sitting here saying Mika Zibanejad isn't playing better these past two games, bro, you are in absolute denial with yourself. Like, even me, like, come on. Everybody can be mad at what Mika Zibanejad has been doing, but you can't be mad at what he has been doing these past two games. This is definitely like redemption for him. And if he keeps this up, like I said, things can definitely get better for the Rangers. But once again, the defense is also still the problem. Now, Will Borgen, even though he had a couple of hits and block shots, Vikinen played much better because he actually set up the pass for the Filipino shot beautifully. So, in a way, I would have to say out of the trades that's happened so far, Uwe Vakinen has been the better pickup than Brogan because Borgen he's still been costing the Rangers with some of his mistakes, but Vakinen he's slowly adjusting to the system. So he got himself an assist today with that one. So no one can say that he's not playing bad. He's actually probably the best player out of that trade that's doing good. But let's get to the Capitals because man, 7 goals is all I gotta say, and we're gonna count how many play. See, this is crazy because I'm over here thinking like it's gonna be like one of these guys are gonna have 2 goals. Nope. This is 7. Let that sink in, Ranger fans. 7 different players. You had Lars Eller, he scored. You had Andrew Magapane, he has scored. Connor McMichael scored. Ovechkin, of course. Then you had Alessi Protas, he scored. What is it, Dylan Strom? Yeah, Dylan Strom, he scored one. Whew. Nasty work, man. Nasty work. Tom Wilson scored. That's 7 different Capitals. Neither one got a hat here, none of that. That's how good the Capitals are, man. They are a balanced team, bro. Like, it would not surprise me one bit if they actually have a chance to actually go to the Stanley Cup, let alone fight for a spot in the Stanley Cup this year. They're that good. They're capable of contending with the Devils. Because if you ask me who can come out the East this year, those two teams so far, in my opinion, look like they have a shot of coming out the East this year. The West is still a little toss up because even though everybody's saying the Dallas Stars are capable of doing it, the Oilers still have a chance of coming into the finals too, man. Like everybody has to not sleep on that because and the Golden Knights and yes, the Jets too. As much as the Jets get mocked on for their freaking history and what they've been through and things of that nature, they're good. They are still a good team this year. Even the Minnesota Wild, the Los Angeles Kings, hell, the Colorado Avalanche. That's another team that nobody should be sleeping on because don't let the record like fool you. That team, with that goaltending trade they did, definitely made them a chance to have a contending spot if they stay healthy and get to the postseason. Because that was the only thing the Avalanche needed was better goaltending. Now, as far as the Rangers, everybody is saying that Vancouver is in the works of getting a trade out of New York, but we're just not sure who are they going to trade for. Like, yeah, cool, we can get JT Miller back, but we don't need that. If you're going to retool, at least get guys in their mid-20s or young guys in their prime, something like. Even I'm willing to even see them, whoever they got to trade right now to get the right young pieces. Even with Elias Peterson, everybody wants him, yeah, but that is going to be so tough to do, guys, because they're going to have to give away offers like the freaking Vancouver Canucks can't refuse in order to get a guy like Elias Peterson. Like, I would love to see him here. Yeah, hell yeah. He's a 100-point scoring guy. Yeah, why not? But there's also people are also saying that Mika Zibanejad is being considered being sent out to Vancouver, which I don't know if that's possible. That's entirely up to Mika Zibanejad. He has to be the one that waves off Vancouver as there's no movement clause list and say, okay, yeah, I'll scratch them off. Let's see what they can give us, and we'll figure it out. So it's up to Mika Zibanejad if he's willing to get shipped out there. But they're saying they're interested in him. And if he's playing like this, it's going to definitely open up a lot more doors for teams to actually willingly negotiate with Chris Drury about Mika Zibanejad. As crazy as it sounds, I know, Ranger fans, we all know he has an impossible, unmovable contract. I get it. But if he's producing like this and he's shedding light once again, this might just give them a chance to make a move. Yes, I get it. Some people, they love Mika Zibanejad for what he's done these past couple of seasons. But if people are willing to talk and have deals to get Mika while he's playing better, this is the time more than ever to execute a deal. Like, if any of these veteran cores start getting their mojo back and start playing a lot better than the past couple of games, absolutely. You'd be absurd not to make a move happen because you still got to make moves happen. It does not matter if now they're playing with more light. If they're playing with more light and teams are willing to listen now to figure out who they want out of them, that's when you got to do it more than ever. Because Chris Drury is still in the hot seat. It does not matter if we're starting off the new year with a little better of a start. We're not going to say it's a great start because they obviously got their ass beat by the Capitals today by 3 goals. Will they beat Chicago? I will say this. Tomorrow, if they don't allow delaying penalties and keep freaking costing turnovers and stop letting the Blackhawks or anybody get more blue zone puck possession, then there's a possibility they won't get swept. But then again, like I said, anything can happen. Because like I told y'all, I already knew it was going to be a tough matchup today. But I will say they at least put up a fight, especially in the empty net situation. Like, it sucked ass that they hit the empty net goal. Yes, that was the dagger. But I will say they definitely almost they did it. Like, they were right there. I can't sit here and say the Rangers didn't have no chance in hell of coming back. They were right there. It's just what happened was that was probably the most goals I've seen in the third period with this team this season between the Capitals and the Rangers. Like, I think they both scored like 4 or 5 or maybe 6 goals out of that period alone. Diabolical work. So the Capitals, they were just playing good defense, rebounding the puck, and just darting the shit out of that puck. That's why they were spanking them. But at the same time, Rangers answered back with a goal themselves. So it ain't like they weren't putting up a fight. I can't sit here and say they weren't. They actually were. Every time the Capitals scored, the Rangers would score. And yeah, we can sit here and argue about the refs being questionable with certain calls and then the high sticking with Ryan Lindgren causing his mouth to bleed. But at the same time, you just got to play fucking hockey. You just got to play defensive hockey, man. You don't think I deal with, when I play my semi-pro team in games, we barely get calls from the refs. You think we sit there and bitch and moan and cry? No. You know what we do? We just eat the contact, hit the layup, take a shot, whatever we got to do to make the field goal happen. Like, that's all it comes down to. This is why I hit the gym, hit the weight room, and things of that nature, because I know I'm not going to get all the fucking calls. So I just got to be fucking brolic and play gargoyle basketball and let them know don't let the size fool you, man. So that's all the Rangers got to do. They got to get, is there fundamental hockey getting back? Yeah, it's getting there. It's definitely getting there, but there's still holes, still defensive holes happening. So we don't know how it's going to turn out for Chicago because this is going to be a back-to-back road games for them. So we don't know if they're going to be jet lagged, too tired, or even, for all we know, they can come with some firepower tomorrow thinking about how they lost to the Capitals, and they're going to just let the Blackhawks feel the wrath. You never know, because I know the Blackhawks haven't been doing their best this season, so they have a chance to win this game. It ain't like they don't have a chance, because the Blackhawks are dead last in the Western Conference, so they better find a way to beat this team. But like I said, look, I'm just looking at the standings, guys, and as I predicted, oh, man. Bro, we are literally We're 2 spots above from being dead last in the East. Did I not predict this though, man? We're 2 spots away, man. So the Rangers have to step up their game. They have to win They have to win tomorrow's game if they want to even be able to be a 500 team. Because above 500 is out of the window. They have to try to become a 500 team before you can start even having faith they can go above 500 and creep their way into the playoffs. I mean, there's no telling. Like I said, they could do what the Capitals did last year. But now the tables have turned. You guys see how the Capitals are playing. They are not who they were last year. This is why I still get mad at Chris Drury for the offseason moves because, man, the moves the Capitals did this season paid the hell off, let alone the New Jersey Devils and even the Toronto Maple Leafs. Even though Austin Matthews is hurt with his hip injury, if he stays healthy, can somehow come back, that's a really good team to watch out for too. Because I know the Maple Leafs have always been the team to be marked on for decades of this NHL hockey and things of that nature. But, guys, we're in a different era. A lot of these teams that are usually used to getting trolled and mocked, they're becoming better. They're becoming a way better team. Even the Flyers. Guys, the Philadelphia fucking Flyers, who have Mikhail Michkov, like, man, they can go to the playoffs, bro. That's the crazy shit about it. They're young and they can actually go. Even the Blue Jackets might have a chance to do it because they have a way better record than the Rangers this year. But you never know. Blue Jackets can creep into the wild card out of nowhere, and that's going to be, like, mind-blowing if they do it. But like I said, the Rangers, they have to try to beat 500 before they can even think about going above 500 to even look at this playoff hope. Because the playoff hope, it's closing, but not all the way. There's still light in that freaking cave, but it's slowly turning into shade, man. It's like slowly closing. The cloud is slowly covering it up. But we'll have to see, man. Because Chris Drury still has to make moves happen. We don't know who they're going to trade before the deadline. Because obviously something's going to happen if everybody keeps talking about Vancouver and the New York Rangers being in the works of making a trade move happen. The question is, who is going to go? That's the million-dollar question with this. And other teams could probably be in the talks with the Rangers too, not just Vancouver. So y'all have a wonderful weekend. I'll keep you guys updated for the Chicago Blackhawks game because I do have to make a couple of moves and run some errands on a Saturday. I know everybody's supposed to enjoy your Saturday, but with me, I still be on go time no matter what day it is. So y'all